You keep waiting for motivation to save you. You wait for the perfect morning, the perfect mindset, the perfect moment when everything finally clicks. But the truth is, your life is being destroyed by comfort in small doses. Every time you delay the work, every time you choose entertainment over effort, every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you train yourself to become weaker. And slowly, without even noticing it, your mind loses its sharpness. That is why most people never change. Not because they are stupid, not because they are incapable, but because they never learn how to control themselves when life becomes uncomfortable. And the Japanese understood this better than almost anyone. Because in Japan, discipline was never seen as punishment. It was seen as identity. A warrior did not wake up and ask himself if he felt motivated. A craftsman did not wait for inspiration to begin his work. A monk did not depend on emotions to stay consistent. They understood one thing that modern people forgot. Your feelings cannot lead your life, because feelings change every hour. Discipline does not. Look at your own life carefully. Some days you feel unstoppable. You wake up early. You feel focused. You tell yourself this is the new version of you. Then one difficult day comes. You feel tired. Your mood changes. Your energy drops. And suddenly your standards disappear. The gym gets skipped. The work gets delayed. The promises you made to yourself become negotiable. This is the real problem. You have trained yourself to act based on emotion instead of principle. And the dangerous part is that every time you break your own word, your brain remembers it. People think confidence comes from motivation. It doesn't. Confidence comes from evidence. When you repeatedly prove to yourself that you can suffer without quitting, your identity changes. That is the Japanese art of self-discipline. Not intensity, not hype, not forcing yourself into a perfect routine for 3 days, but calm consistency. Small actions, repeated daily, without drama. In Japan, there is a concept called Kaizen, small, continuous improvement. Not one giant transformation overnight. Not destroying yourself with impossible goals. Just improving a little every single day. Because they understood something powerful. A man who improves 1% daily eventually becomes unrecognizable. But modern people are addicted to extremes. They want motivation videos, massive life changes, perfect routines, instant results. And because of that, they fail. Because the brain hates sudden change. You tell yourself you'll wake up at 5 a.m., read 50 pages, meditate, work out twice a day, quit distractions completely, and become a new person overnight. Then 3 days later, you collapse. And when you collapse, you blame yourself. But the problem was never your potential. The problem was your approach. Discipline is not built through intensity. It is built through repetition. A single push-up done every day is more powerful than one brutal workout, followed by 2 weeks of quitting. One focused hour daily is more dangerous than 10 chaotic hours once a month. Consistency changes identity, and identity changes destiny. The Japanese understood mastery in a different way. Look at the samurai. For years, they repeated the same movements again and again and again. Not because repetition is exciting, but because repetition creates precision, and precision creates power. That is what your life is missing right now. Repetition. You keep restarting your life every Monday instead of building something stable. You keep chasing motivation instead of building systems. You keep trying to become someone else overnight instead of proving yourself through small daily actions. And this is why your mind feels chaotic, because your habits are chaotic. Your room changes. Your sleep changes. Your focus changes. Your effort changes. Nothing is stable. And when your actions become unstable, your identity becomes unstable too. The Japanese believed discipline begins with order. That is why even simple acts mattered. Cleaning your room, organizing your space, showing up on time, respecting routines, finishing what you start. These things seem small, but they are not small. Every action teaches your brain something about who you are. When you constantly avoid difficulty, your brain learns weakness. When you constantly face difficulty, your brain learns strength. This is why hard things must become normal for you. Not sometimes, daily. Because comfort is dangerous when it becomes your default state. A comfortable life may feel good in the moment, but over time, it destroys ambition. You stop pushing yourself. You stop growing. You stop believing you are capable of more. And eventually, you become mentally fragile. One bad day destroys your momentum. One criticism ruins your confidence. One failure makes you question your future. But disciplined people are different. They do not panic when life becomes difficult, because difficulty is familiar to them. They trained for it. That is why cold showers matter. That is why waking up early matters. That is why going to the gym when you don't feel like it matters. Not because those things magically change your life, but because they train your mind to obey you. And once your mind obeys you, your life changes completely. Imagine how dangerous you would become if your actions no longer depended on mood. Imagine if you could work when tired, focus when distracted, stay calm under pressure, keep going when others quit. Most people never reach their potential because they never develop this ability. They become slaves to comfort, and comfort quietly steals everything. Your focus, your ambition, your future. The Japanese art of self-discipline is really the art of becoming internally strong. Not loud, not emotional, not obsessed with proving yourself to the world. Just strong. Strong enough to keep your word. Strong enough to stay consistent. Strong enough to suffer temporarily for a meaningful future. Because real discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect. When you wake up early even when you don't want to, that is self-respect. When you work instead of wasting another night scrolling, that is self-respect. When you stay committed after failing, that is self-respect. And the beautiful part is this: the more disciplined you become, the more peaceful your mind becomes. Because your brain stops fighting itself. No more endless guilt. No more constant procrastination. No more waking up disappointed in yourself. You begin trusting yourself again. And that changes everything. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting to feel ready. Your future is being built by what you repeat every day. Not your intentions. Not your goals. Your repetitions. So start small. But start today. Wake up earlier. Train your body. Control your distractions. Finish your work. Keep your promises. And do it again tomorrow. Because one day, without even realizing it, you will look at yourself and understand something powerful. You are no longer trying to become disciplined. You became the kind of person who simply does not quit.